Hello, new mentor, and welcome to Go Teach 11's Mentor Teacher Orientation. First off, thank you for agreeing to mentor a first-year teacher. Whether you volunteered or were voluntold to be a mentor, the fact that you're watching this video means you're held in high regard from your administration. Thank you for your service as a classroom teacher and for joining us in helping shape a future rockstar teacher. The purpose of this video is to share some information about the Go Teach 11 program and clarify your expectations for your new role. We want to introduce you to Canvas, our online learning platform, as well as provide a few pointers to help guide the mentor-intern relationship. Go Teach 11 is an alternative certification service that's provided by Education Service Center of Region 11, which is located west of Fort Worth and White Settlement. We're an educator preparation program accredited by the State Board of Education. We also provide principal and superintendent certification programs. The Teacher Certification Program consists of over 300 hours of blended learning experiences, which is split into two phases. The first phase consists of foundational coursework, whereas the second phase takes place in the classroom. Your intern will already have passed his or her content and PPR exams. We're proud to share that our teacher candidates who enroll in our program have an average of a 3.5 GPA. Pretty impressive. Although your intern is a beginning teacher, he or she is coming to you well prepared through our Phase 1 coursework. Some of the highlights of this coursework include 30 hours of field-based experience, where the intern has an opportunity to see other teachers in action and reflect on best practices. The interns developed foundational lesson presentation skills by designing and presenting 6 mini-lessons, each of which were followed by feedback from an instructional coach during the lesson lab experience. Following the mini-lessons, the interns synthesized the feedback from the lesson labs to present a full 45-minute lesson presentation in front of their peers. In addition, the intern learned essentials of classroom management by attending CHAMPS training, learned the basics of data analysis from data-driven instruction, and learned foundations of scaffolding in the ELPS Academy and Special Populations courses. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see textbooks that supplemented a bulk of the intern's Phase 1 coursework. Harry and Rosemary Wong's The First Days of School, Mike Schmoker's Focus, Kane and Laird's Fundamental 5, and Teach Like a Champion 2.0 by Doug Lamov. This graphic represents a system of support for the intern teacher. As the intern's mentor, based at the campus, you are the first layer of support. Your intern might need assistance navigating your school's information systems, becoming familiar with campus and district norms, accessing the curriculum, and ultimately having a go-to person who can help with the day-to-day minutia. The field supervisor represents another layer of support. Field supervisor is assigned to the intern by Go Teach 11 to conduct more formal observations and should be reaching out to you in the coming weeks to introduce him or herself. It's the field supervisor's responsibility to communicate with the intern to schedule 3 45-minute observations throughout the school year. Each of those visits will be preceded by a pre-conference between the field supervisor and intern to discuss the lesson that will be observed and clarify what sort of feedback the intern would like to receive. Following the observation, the field supervisor and intern will have a post-conference to discuss areas of reinforcement and refinement, to help set goals, and to ensure that the intern is working to develop quality teaching practices in the classroom. The field supervisor will provide you and your principal with copies of the observation forms so you know what was discussed. Each form will require your signature to verify receipt of the form. The first observation between the field supervisor and intern must occur in the first 6 weeks. The second observation must occur in the second third of the school year, and the third observation must occur in the final third of the school year. The final layer of support is the Go Teach 11 staff. These are individuals who ensure the intern is on pace to receive their standard teaching certificate and who also provide professional development at the ESC 11 building. Together, the mentor, field supervisor, and Go Teach 11 staff support the intern to help him or her attain their standard teaching certificate by the end of the school year. You might be wondering, what are my primary responsibilities as a mentor? Well, let's clear that up now. Your primary responsibility is to be available to provide assistance and guidance throughout the school year. This assistance you provide should add up to a total of 30 hours, 15 in the fall and 15 in the spring. You'll submit a communication log each semester that details time and topics of discussion. Another major responsibility is to complete 2 45-minute observations using the observation form. You'll conduct 1 observation in the fall and 1 in the spring and submit those observation forms. Your final responsibility is to communicate with the network of support as needed. Canvas is our online learning platform, which of course houses the Mentor Teacher course. There are 3 main sections in the Canvas course: the course overview, which contains this video and a quiz to check for understanding. The second section, titled Mentor Responsibilities, contains the fall and spring communication logs and observation forms. So other than the check for understanding quiz, there are a total of 4 assignments where you'll submit the necessary forms. The final section, Supplemental Resources, contains the Go Teach 11 Teacher Handbook, the Go Teach 11 Phase 2 Training Calendar, which details some of the professional development the intern will attend, and we've also included a few extra resources for you in that section to provide some guidance for mentoring and instructional coaching. You'll be pleased to know that completing your mentor responsibilities will award you with 30 hours of continuing professional development. You'll be able to access the certificate for those hours in the Region 11 OnTrack portal. Other than submitting the 2 forms in each of the spring and fall semesters, you might be wondering how else you could support your intern. I'm sure you recall just how intense a first year of teaching can be. Thus, your intern might need help staying positive and maintaining a healthy concept of self-worth. Any motivation, cheerleading, or words of encouragement you might provide can help them persist through the peaks and valleys of the school year. You're in a great position to provide advice for the classroom procedures and instructional routines. If your intern's lacking these foundational pieces, ask if they'd like to hear a recommendation you might have. Being a mentor and observing your intern will provide you an opportunity to practice your instructional coaching skills. Helping identify what your intern's doing well will help them feel successful and gain confidence in their practice. Try not to overload the intern with too many areas for refinement at once. Instead, help the intern reflect to set small, manageable goals that will make the biggest impact on student learning. Your intern will continue to attend professional development in Phase 2 of the certification program, but you're in an excellent position to share content-specific strategies, share materials, and work on your own ability to lead others through training. Being a mentor puts you in a position to directly impact the growth of a teacher and indirectly impact a group of students. However, there are some potential roadblocks that can reduce your effectiveness. I'm sure you have concerns for how you can manage 15 hours of communication per semester. One recommendation is to be intentional about when and what you talk about with your intern. As soon as you both know your schedules, use Calendar to try schedule regular meetings so that you're on pace to meet the year-long time commitment. It's important to note that becoming a master teacher doesn't happen overnight. Although your intern may have several areas of weakness, try limiting the focus to one or two small aspects of teaching at a time so that growth can be bite-sized, manageable, and impactful. It isn't realistic to expect the intern to fix everything or address all issues at once. We need to help them feel confident and realize it's normal to struggle and okay to be a developing teacher. Facilitating a healthy mentor-intern relationship requires a degree of trust. Be strategic about what you share with colleagues regarding your intern, being cognizant not to breach trust by telling others confidential information. As an experienced teacher, you may have the answers to a lot of your intern's struggles or problems, but you'll want to find a balance between helping the teacher find their own solutions and providing guidance when it's prudent to do so. Ultimately, we want to help the intern's ability to problem solve by pointing them in the right direction, helping them reflect and set goals through questioning. If we give them the solution every time or provide lesson plans for every lesson, we aren't doing a good job at helping them gain independence. We hope that you and your mentor's personalities and work styles mesh, but it's possible that conflict will arise. If for some reason the intern doesn't seem to be getting it or doesn't seem to be putting in the work necessary to work toward quality teaching, don't hesitate to contact the field supervisor and/or your administrative team to voice your concerns so that we can work together to determine the best way to facilitate growth. On behalf of Go Teach 11, thank you for your part in helping shape teacher leaders of tomorrow. There's nothing quite like the first year of teaching. From the moments of gratification and pride to the moments of doubt and anxiety-ridden nightmares, we thank you for your commitment and expertise. After watching this video, check your understanding by taking the brief multiple-choice quiz over information discussed in this video. Take another moment to familiarize yourself with the content in Canvas, as well as the communication logs and observation forms. If you have additional questions, are seeking clarification, or want to voice a concern, please contact Go Teach 11 by calling 817-740-7614 or by sending an email to certservices@esc11.net. Thank you for your time and best of luck to you in the coming school year.